Good morning. It is Jane with Scraptastic Yarns, and yeah, it's been a bit of a week. You know how you have those weeks where you feel like you didn't get a thing done, but you know you did get something accomplished? It's been one of those weeks. I know I had told you before that UPMC had asked. Let me explain what happened. Tyler Wagner, the marketing person at UPMC, got my information from someone that used to be over the senior circle at the hospital, in Lock Haven. And she has constantly called and asked me to do projects for the nursery and, different things like that through the years. And, if there was a special project, like there were some developmentally challenged young ladies that were going to learn how to become chefs, and they were very enamored with the Cake Boss, those kind of things. I would make aprons and embroider their names for them on the aprons for them, those kind of things. But she always kept calling it Naughty Knitters, which is what it was called when it was part of Senior Circle. But that went away, and I kept telling her, no, it's the Prayer Shawl Ministry that is doing these things for you. And she just, a little bit of a hairhead, can't remember, would just keep using Naughty Knitters. Well, Tyler took her place. Tyler calls me a month before they needed these items and asked us to make 20 baby hats, and then to put stitching on the white hats to make them look like baseballs. I showed you that picture. Well, I had one lady that crocheted, gave me 5 hats, another lady that knitted, gave me 6 hats, and in the meantime I made the remainder of the 20 hats, 9 hats that we needed, to get to UPMC. What they're doing is, in Williamsport is the Little League, the World Little League Championship. And that always runs in August. Well, this year, things, even due to COVID, have changed up a little bit. They're not allowed to have the crowds out there, those kind of things. But UPMC every year puts together 20 kits for the newborns. And they consist of a hat, a onesie, and if I remember correctly, it has like one of the little gloves, that says Williamsport Little League or, something like that. And then they do a special thing for the newborns that are born during Little League week. So, the ladies did the hats, but I had to do the stitching on them. No big deal. But it takes a little more time than what you think to get them over the edges of the hat where they look halfway decent. So anyway, here's a picture of those finished items here. So that was a lot of fun to get those done, and we're waiting, patiently or impatiently to see the pictures, because they always do a photo layout, and then sometimes, Nancy would send me the photo layout. I don't know if Tyler is going to. I did ask him, and I did tell him, though, that we've always done their Christmas baby outfits, that we would like to have an idea of what they need by November the 1st, so that we can get those things made. People that don't knit and crochet think you can whip it out like crazy. So, yeah, it's been rather interesting. All right. Luck of the draw, number 4 was chosen, and my number 4 is turquoise. So, and this is the Craft Smart turquoise, and here is that worked into the Nan's Next Knots. And I'm really it's gorgeous. I'm loving this, the way that it is coming out. That is the only other thing that I have actually managed to accomplish this week. I did get a couple more stress balls for the kids made. But this is one of those weeks. My husband is going back to school, teaching. It's face-to-face teaching. And as you know, his stamina is not built up, and he thinks that he could walk the half a block to school, and found it was a little more of a struggle than he thought. So he's having to build up some stamina again. And a lot of that is simply because he chose to not really do any walking during this. And I kept telling him, you need to keep up the walking. You're going to lose that muscle mass, and you're going to be in trouble. So he found out yesterday, yes, Jane was right. And he had to admit it to me. Yeah, he did. Hang on a second, I feel a tickle, so I'm going to put a cough drop in. Anyway. So, he goes to school, he walks home. He did okay, comes in, sits down. He had to do an interview with someone about something to do with one of the games that he plays. So he did the interview, and then while he was processing it and everything else, he fell asleep. Which I knew he would. And he slept almost through dinner. I had to wake him to get him for dinner, but you know, he did okay yesterday, and he told me, he said he felt like he did okay. He walked to school this morning. So we'll see whether I have to go pick him up or not this afternoon. But I have that worked into my schedule this week so that if I have to, I can do that. Now, I did get one other thing, and I am going to tell you, I am an affiliate. So yes, I do get a little bit of money from Scentsy. And this is what came this week, and it is the fragrance Kenzie. And it is listed as Juicy Peach, Mandarin Rose, Jasmine, and Violet. Kenzie is a rebellious and unexpected composition, confident and sexy. She makes her entrance with Juicy Peach and Mandarin. Their bright and inviting notes are draped effortlessly across a floral bed of rose, jasmine, and violet. As it dries, Kenzie reveals a cedar and musk accord that keeps it both addictive and modern. And I did use this the other day, and I will tell you, the way they come is they come in this is Scentbird, not Scentsy. Scentbird, it comes in a little tube like this, and some of you may have been seeing the commercials before your videos for it. It does not come in those beautiful tin things. You have to pay for those. And they sell them in sets. And the sets, I believe there are 4 or 5 metal cases that you can carry your scent in. But this is the way that they always come. Just like this. And then, of course, you just spritz a little and go from there. So, yeah, I love getting these every month because it's different scent. It's an opportunity to try some perfumes that I'm not exposed to. We don't have a lot of perfumeries. I think that's what you call them here in this area. So, it's an opportunity to try those things. So I just thought I would tell you what I chose for this month. And you get to choose your fragrance. That is the bonus of this. You do get to choose the fragrance that you want to come on a monthly basis. And I like trying them all out, with the exception of if they have patchouli in them, because I am highly allergic to patchouli. One of the other things that I finally got accomplished this week was doing what I call the deep cleaning of the kitchen and the bathroom, which is doing the baseboards and walls, wiping them down, all that kind of stuff, mopping, sweeping, cleaning cabinets, those kind of things. I did get that accomplished this week, so I guess I am getting somewhere. Just doesn't seem like I'm seeing a lot. This is as far as I've gotten on the red, white, and blue blanket that I chose. I ripped out the jagged stitch because it did start going cockeyed. And so I'm doing it in cinch stitch. And I don't know what I'm going to do for a border for this yet, but do plan on getting that done. Hopefully that will be done by this weekend so that I don't have to worry about it anymore. I have a little bit of time this week to really just dedicate to my crochet, my knitting. Last week, the majority of it was just doing stitching on those baby hats and finishing up making a couple of baby hats. So, that is that. I don't think I have anything else to share with you about that. The only other thing that I've been doing this week is I have been pulling Halloween fabrics to make Halloween project bags. I am looking at doing some totes rather than just the drawstring. I do enjoy the drawstring, and I've had a lot of people tell me they like the drawstrings because, you can hang them up on a hook, or you can, they're easy to tote and carry. But I do plan on making a couple of totes this time with those, so there's that. And there still are currently bags up in the shop, and they're going to stay up. The only thing is I will be adding to them as I go. I don't know if I'll be putting Notions pouches with the totes. I think I kind of have in mind that I'd rather just do some pockets in it. But you never know. When I get to start making them, I may get a wild hair up my you-know-what and just go. Okay, that is it for this portion. Now are you ready for a little what in tarnation? My favorite, and if you've never seen hot air balloons, when they do the Ascension Day, if you have an opportunity ever to see that, go see it. As you know, I grew up in Roswell, New Mexico, and one of the largest balloon festivals is in Albuquerque, and they do it every year. And they have one day that is an Ascension Day. And what that means is all the balloons ascend upwards approximately within the first same 5 minutes. They do try to time it so they all start releasing their tethers, say at 6 a.m. or whatever. But sometimes some of the balloons take a little longer to ascend up, and you want to make sure that you're a safe distance from all the other balloons. But it's fascinating to see. It's actually very stunning. Hot Air Balloon Festival earns world record with 524 simultaneous launches. That is an amazing thing to see. Organizers of Hot Air Balloon Festival in New Mexico announced they were awarded a Guinness World Record for launching 524 balloons at the same time. The organizers of the Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta said they originally set the record for the greatest mass hot air balloon ascent in 2010, when 329 balloons were launched at once. The festival broke its own record the following year with 345 balloons. But the record was then taken by a French event that featured more than 400 balloons. Paul Smith, the executive director of the Balloon Fiesta, said organizers decided to stop pursuing the record after it was claimed by the event in France. But organizers realized after the 2019 launch featured 524 balloons that they may have broken the record unintentionally. Tom Garrity, a spokesman for the festival, said he reached out to Guinness late last year to see if the documentation from the 2019 event would be sufficient to claim the record. And organizers have now received word from the record-keeping organization that their application has been approved. Now, this year's the 2020 Albuquerque International Balloon Fiesta is scheduled to begin October the 2nd. And the link will take you to the news story, and I believe it also has video showing some of the ascension. Teenagers just minding their own business, listening to a little bit of music. Teenagers' close encounter with a wandering bear caught on camera. A pair of Minnesota's teenagers doing gardening at a friend's house had a close encounter with a wandering black bear, and the incident was caught on camera. Haley Nelson, 17, and Dory Arndt, 15, were working in the front yard at the Centerville home of friend Haley Nyberg, 17, when Nelson spotted what she initially thought to be Nyberg's dog in the corner of her vision. We wanted money, so we decided to go pull some weeds, and we're just pulling some weeds, listening, listening to some music, turn our heads, and it's just a black lab, Nelson told WCCO TV. Nelson said a second look led to the surprise realization that the animal wasn't a black lab, but a black bear. A security camera placed in one of the home's windows recorded as the girls fled toward the house and found the door was locked. So I'm pounding on the door saying, let us in, screaming our heads off, just wanting to get inside. Then Haley Nyberg pokes her head around the corner, Nelson recalled. Brian Nyberg, Haley's dad, opened the door and ushered Nelson and Art inside before going to get his daughter. I heard them screaming and my dad came outside and was just like, why are you still out here? A bear just walked past our front yard. I'm just like, what? Haley Nyberg said. And like he's just like, get inside. I can imagine. The bear wandered through the neighborhood, entering some backyards before leaving the area, the Nyberg said. A California teenager recently had an even closer bear encounter in her family's home in Bradbury. Security camera was recording when Haley Morinico, 17, pushed a bear standing on top of a fence to protect her family's dog from the predator. That was an interesting video, too. You know, teachers in classrooms, they put up with a lot of stuff. They see a lot of things that only some of us can imagine. And some of it's quite comical, but some of it's concerning. Coyote wanders into Los Angeles classroom. And animal control officers were called to a California school when an intellectually curious coyote entered the building and wandered into a classroom. Teachers and administrators of Our Lady of Lourdes School in Northridge neighborhood of Los Angeles said they were in the hallway waiting for students to arrive about 7:30 a.m. Wednesday when the coyote wandered into an 8th grade classroom. So apparently this coyote knew it was ready for the 8th grade. The coyote was safely removed from the building by animal control officers. We're considering a new mascot, the school joked in a Facebook post. Wildlife expert Jennifer Brent said coyotes and other wild animals are wandering into urban areas in increasing numbers due to drought conditions caused by climate change. No, It's due to urbanization, not climate change. And a lot of their drought is not due to that, it's due to cycles. We are going in through cycles. That's what causes these changes. Cycles. It annoys me because there is no true climate change. I mean, really, folks, where on earth can you take the temperature of the earth? Where? Where are you going to put that thermometer? And half a degree is not going to make a bit of difference. How do we know it's not the molten lava in the center of the earth that's expanding and causing it? We don't. They really don't know what causes those things. But we do know that we go through weather cycles, and we have throughout all the generations. And there was a lot more pollution many years ago than there is today. All right, off the soapbox. Firefighters discover body in river was a swimmer relaxing. Authorities in Oklahoma said they were called out on a report of a body in the river. But when they reached the supposed corpse, they discovered the swimmer was very much alive and merely relaxing in the shallow water. The Tulsa Fire Department said in a Twitter post that crews responded alongside the Tulsa Police Department and EMS when callers reported a body in the river. We launched a boat and discovered that the man was just lying in the water, the tweet said. A video included in the post shows the man sitting up when firefighters reached him and started checking for signs of life. The river is low, but still potentially dangerous in areas. Please stay safe and find alternative ways to stay cool, the post said. I don't know, I'm pretty sure he was pretty cool. They snuck up on him. Loose wallaby. And it's in Pennsylvania. And it's captured. And I'll tell you, even my paper had a picture and a story about this wallaby. Loose wallaby captured in Pennsylvania. Origins remain a mystery. Maybe he came over on a boat. Who knows? The Pennsylvania Game Commission said a wallaby seen hopping on the loose on multiple occasions has been safely captured, but its origins remain a mystery. The commission said game wardens responded to a call from residents Wednesday that the marsupial, a smaller cousin of kangaroo, had been spotted near a Bethel Township field. They tried to approach it, but they couldn't get very close, so they used animal immobilization equipment. In other words, they threw a net over it, I guess. Dustin Stoner, the Southeast Region's Information and Education Supervisor, told the Lebanon Daily News they were able to secure it, put it in a transport device, and they took it to a wildlife facility where it has recovered from the immobilization. Maybe they darted it. Who knows? Stoner said officials plan to keep the male wallaby at the facility while the investigation into its origins is ongoing. Pennsylvania requires facilities housing exotic animals to be licensed by the Game Commission, and facilities found to be illegally keeping such animals are subject to fines. So if there's someone out there that originally owned this wallaby, do you think they're going to come forward? Probably not. They should. Because you know the Lord has eyes everywhere. Officials said no wallabies have been reported missing in recent days. Game Commission officials earlier said the wallaby might have been an illegal pet that escaped or was abandoned by its owner. Bad owner. Residents of the Mount Zion area of Lebanon County captured photos and videos on numerous occasions over the course of the past week showing the wallaby hopping through residential neighborhoods. I wonder, are they as strong as kangaroos with their back feet? Could they injure you with them? I don't know. Do you? Baby shark born in an aquarium tank where only females are kept. Now, I know a lot of us took science courses, and we always heard that if there's no male and female, that they eventually will become asexual and have male, female, whatever is needed. But I don't think it's ever been documented. This time it has. Officials at an Italian aquarium said a baby smooth hound shark was born in a tank in which only females are kept, in what might be the first documented case of asexual reproduction for the species. The Acquario Calacanoni in Sardinia, and I'm sure that I butchered that name, said the baby, dubbed Esperia, was born in a tank in which only 2 female smooth hound sharks have lived for the past decade. 10 years, folks. 10 years. The aquarium said officials suspect the shark was born via a process known as parthenogenesis, which involves a polar cell, which contains a duplicate of an egg's DNA, fertilizing the egg in the absence of sperm. Marine biologists at the aquarium said they have sent samples for testing to confirm whether Asperia is a genetic clone of her mother. Parthenogenesis, that's a mouthful, parthenogenesis has previously been observed in 3 species of shark: the bonnethead, the black-tipped shark, and the zebra shark. The aquarium said the results of the DNA test could determine whether smooth-hound sharks become the 4th species to make the list. And here's someone who did a wonderful thing for someone, actually for the staff of this restaurant. Florida restaurant customer leaves staff a $10,000 tip. A customer at a Florida restaurant thanked the staff for showing up and working hard by leaving them a $10,000 tip. The Wahoo Seafood Grill in Gainesville said in an Instagram post that a recent customer asked to speak with the eatery's entire staff during the recent visit. The workers gathered in the dining area where the man thanked them for showing up and working hard. The man then announced that he would be tipping each of the workers, there were 10, $1,000. I'm not usually an emotional guy, but this really got me. Tears are coming. I'm blown away. We're all blown away by his generosity, owner Sean Shepard wrote in the post. The last year and a half hasn't been easy on this industry. We're hurting and we're exhausted. But this is an incredible act of kindness. This incredible act of kindness has restored our faith in humanity. There you have it, Waddington Nation. Tears. And you know, folks, I saw a cartoon. It was a political cartoon, and it was rather cute. Showed person playing a game on his TV, a game, whatever. And the adult in the room, the father, asked him, "Son, there are plenty of jobs. Why don't you go get a job?" And the son answered, "I can't afford the pay cut." And unfortunately, in this time, that is absolutely true. There are thousands of jobs that are out there. All you have to do is apply. I've even seen people advertising, we'll hire you and give you a sign-on bonus if you just show up. So, yeah. All right, that's it for today. Everybody have a blessed day, and I will see you again soon. And remember, choose kindness.